People over 75 often worked from 65 to 75. People who love life and take care of themselves always make sure they live a beautiful and healthy life so that they can enjoy their later years. Dear friends, when people are 65 to 75 years old, they often think they are in a more relaxed time of their lives. However, few people realize that their old habits may be slowly killing them. Small things you do every day can sometimes lead to health problems that get worse over time, which makes old age harder to deal with. Being able to depend on yourself and know how to take care of your health is the most valuable thing in the world, because even good children have their lives and can't always be there to care for you. A saying goes that the best thing about getting older is taking care of your health and being able to do things on your own. Maxim is true, because being able to do things on our own not only makes us healthier, but it also helps us keep our freedom and independence. How then can we stop these detrimental habits and live longer? Let's look at some of the harmful habits that older people do that affect their health and shorten their lives. The best time to live a long life is between the ages of 65 and 75. The next 10 years will set the tone for how long or short your life will be. I talked to 10 older people in my area who are living long lives and came up with 23 conclusions about living a long time. Please, tell me if you like this video before we start. You can help me talk to more people about getting old. You should subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos if you haven't already. Add comment number 1 if you like this video. If you don't, add comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make you a better video. It's time to begin. 1. Don't believe in fortune telling. A proverb says, 3 parts are set by heaven and 6 parts are earned. This saying reminds us that fate doesn't decide everything in our lives. Our efforts and choices do. Don't waste time and money on fortune telling and vague predictions for the elderly. Instead, pay attention to their health and mental well-being. Older people worry a lot about their health and future. Instead of putting their faith in fortune telling, they should know that a healthy lifestyle, a balanced diet, regular exercise, and keeping a calm mind will help them live longer and be healthier. There is no horoscope that can make us feel more at peace than living a good, happy life and making friends. For a peaceful and healthy old age, we need to take charge of our lives. 2. Be careful as you move and don't climb too high. Our bodies don't stay as flexible and strong as they used to as we age. Things like climbing high or moving around without thinking become very dangerous. One bad fall can cause serious injuries that could keep a person in bed for the rest of their life. Like this strain the elderly and their children, who must spend more time and energy caring for them. To avoid these hidden dangers, older people should be careful when moving. Limit climbing or doing physically demanding activities, and make their living spaces safe by getting rid of things that could cause them to trip. They could also use devices to help them. These steps are important to help older people stay stable. Not only do they protect their health, but they also protect their quality of life, which means they can live in peace and avoid bad things happening. Step 3. Save money for old age. As we get older, it gets harder to make money, so it's important to have a steady source of income, like a pension or savings. Money is not only necessary for daily living, but it's also the key to safety and freedom. When an older person's health gets worse, they have to pay a lot of extra money for medical care, health care, and other support services. If they don't have enough money, it might be hard for them to get the best care, which could make them feel stressed, anxious, or abandoned. In particular, being financially independent keeps older people from having to depend on their children and keeps family fights about money to a minimum. So, if you want to live comfortably in old age, you need to plan your finances early on. This process includes building up assets, making smart investments, and keeping your spending in check. This way, The elderly can live without worrying about money. 4. Don't work too hard. Health is critical, especially for older people. As the body gets weaker, tiredness and pain happen more often. Individuals between the ages of 65 and 75 can't recover as quickly as they used to. This means that continuing to do hard work or not getting enough rest can cause serious health issues. Many older people still try to work like they did when they were younger because they think they are still strong. This is not a beneficial idea. Not only does too much work wear you out, but it also raises your risk of heart disease, joint problems, and even strokes. To keep their health in good shape, older people need to know their limits, change the way they work, stay away from heavy work, and focus on light to moderate activities. Finding the right balance between rest and activity is important for helping older people stay healthy and happy as they age. 5. Don't save too much money. People over the age of 65, especially those who have been through difficult times, often save a lot. They might not want to waste food and will even eat leftovers, and they don't like to spend money on themselves. But old age is a time to treat yourself and enjoy what you've worked for all your life. Happiness comes from things like nutritious food, comfortable clothes, and new experiences. These things also improve life. Too many thrifty habits can sometimes be bad. When older people don't get enough nutrients by eating old or stale food, they shouldn't be hard on themselves. Instead, they should enjoy the good things they may not have had the chance to do before. People often say that you can't take your money and things with you when you die. So, if you want to have a joyful and fulfilling old age, live fully, learn how to spend your money wisely, and take care of yourself. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. 6. Don't buy health products that you don't need. There are many ads for health products these days, ranging from dietary supplements to home medical devices, that say they will make you healthier or live longer. However, not all products perform as expected, and some are merely deceptive marketing tactics. When older people see that their health is getting worse, ads can easily sway them to buy expensive products that they think will improve their health. But buying things that you don't need can waste money and put stress on your finances. Instead of following the latest health trends, older people should focus on living a healthy life that includes a balanced diet, regular exercise, and regular checkups with their doctor. They won't have to spend a lot of money on questionable products to take excellent care of their health. In old age, don't fight with your partner. Your life partner is the most important person you can be with. After children grow up, life partners share and help each other. Fights and disagreements with your partner hurt your feelings, add unnecessary stress, and can negatively impact your health and mood. Being friends and spiritual support for each other strengthens the emotional bond between spouses as they get older. To keep the peace in the family, the elderly should learn to understand, tolerate, and share instead of fighting. The phrase "old couple" reminds us that the partner is the most important person to be with you until the end of your life. Keeping the peace with your partner not only brings you both peace, but it also helps make sure that your old age goes by slowly and happily. Don't rush into getting married again if you're lonely. When you're older, getting married again is often not an effortless decision. People who remarry or enter a new relationship after a previous marriage are often unstable because each person has their own life and habits. Disagreements about money and children from previous marriages can also lead to tension. In some situations, remarriage can bring happiness and companionship. In others, though, it can cause a lot of stress and trouble. Instead of looking for a new marriage, older people can find comfort and happiness in other social relationships, like friendships or time with grandchildren, which can help them stay content and avoid marriage problems. You shouldn't rush into getting married again, just because you're lonely. Instead, you should carefully think about it based on understanding and real feelings. Don't go to old age homes. Nursing homes are an option for some elderly people who need extra care, but they aren't always the best place to be. Moving into a nursing home might be a good idea if you are too weak to take care of yourself anymore. However, many seniors feel lonely and alone there and lose their sense of belonging to a family. Depression and sadness can result from feeling lost and dependent on strangers. However, feeling safe and at ease can come from living in a home that you know well, is full of memories, and is close to people you care about. Furthermore, living in a nursing home doesn't always mean getting the care you expect, and many elderly people feel like they aren't being cared for or ignored. So, if you can, try to find a place to live where you feel at home. If you need help, you can hire caregivers to come to your home and give you peace of mind and the feeling of being loved. Friends and coworkers will become less important to you after you retire. As time goes on, relationships with coworkers and friends at work become less important. Things change in life, and everyone has their path to follow. These relationships are still important, but older people will be able to stay calm and not hold on to the past if they understand that everything has its time and that separation is normal. People who used to work and study with us will slowly drift away as everyone looks for new values and interests. Instead of feeling bad about the past, older people should accept and focus on the relationships that are most important to them now, like family and close friends. Such an approach not only helps older people feel less stressed, but it also lets them focus on making their later years peaceful and happy. Wait until tomorrow if you don't get something. Older people often feel anxious and stressed when they have to deal with complicated or challenging problems in their lives. But sometimes solving the problem right away is not the best thing to do. Where there's a mountain, there's a way, is a saying that helps us remember that we don't always need to act quickly to solve problems. For some things, all they need is time. Over time, things will become clear and a way out will be found. It is critical to keep your mind calm and not let stress affect your health. Less stressed older people should learn to unwind, take breaks, and wait to make choices until their minds are more clear. Such behavior not only lowers stress, but also keeps your mind and body healthy, which makes old age easier and more pleasant. Don't show off your money to your family. In real life, money and wealth are always touchy subjects, especially when it comes to family. When you have things that make other people jealous, bragging too much can lead to fights and disputes. It's important to remember not to show off your money, especially around family. Money issues can easily change how people feel about each other in the family, and close relatives may grow distant or become negative. Older people should keep their assets private and only tell people who really need to know about them. This approach will keep them out of trouble. In addition to keeping one's wealth safe, such an approach also keeps family relationships pure, which avoids misunderstandings or fights. Please leave a second comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. Keep getting along with your neighbors. A wise person once said, "A good neighbor is worth more than gold." The sentiment makes us remember how important it is to get to know our neighbors, especially if you are older. As people age, they tend to spend more time at home, so getting to know people in the neighborhood becomes more important than ever. In an emergency, your neighbors may be the first people to help you. They can call for help in an accident or help you find your keys or carry things. Having good relationships with your neighbors also makes your neighborhood a nice place to live. Having relationships that get along with others makes you feel better and happier. The elderly shouldn't live alone or without care. Instead, they should make friends with their neighbors by doing small things like greeting each other and helping each other with small tasks. Feeling safe in this way not only makes you feel better, but it also makes you happier and less lonely. Outdoors. As we get older, our health and flexibility get worse, and it gets harder to see clearly at night. Walking in the dark can cause tripping, bumping, and serious injury. Broken bones are common after falls, especially in older adults. Such fractures can lead to other health problems, like not being able to move around as easily. So, seniors should make sure they have enough light when they're moving, especially at night or when it's dark. When you go outside at night, make sure the lights are on, or bring a flashlight to help you see. Not only does such a precaution keep you safer while you're moving, it also keeps you from getting hurt. Seniors can stay healthy and safe in daily life by paying attention to such small things. Do not judge other people by what you are. Comparing yourself to others is normal, but doing so constantly will make you unhappy and disappointed. Each person has their life, circumstances, and skills. Our health, finances, and living situations all change as we get older. You can feel negative about your life when you compare it to others' better or healthier ones. However, learning to be content with what you have and enjoy small things will make you happier. Seniors should look back at their relationships, accomplishments, and, most importantly, gratitude. Remember that you can't be content by comparing yourself to others. Instead, you have to love and accept your life. Do not eat too much. Eat just enough to be full and live a long life is a saying that stresses how important it is to watch how much food you eat. When you eat too much, your digestive system has to work harder, which can cause bloating, indigestion, and long-term problems with your heart, liver, and stomach. People over 50 often have trouble digesting food, so eating too much not only puts extra stress on the body, but also raises the risk of heart and digestive diseases. Seniors shouldn't eat too much. Instead, they should eat just enough, split meals into smaller portions, and choose healthy, low-calorie foods to get the right amount of energy. Going for a short walk after a meal can also help your digestion, lower your risk of gaining too much weight, and improve your overall health. Limiting the amount of food you eat and sticking to a healthy eating plan will help you live longer and better. Stay away from foods that are high in fat and salt. What you eat has a big effect on your health, especially as you get older. Heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes are all more likely to happen if you eat many foods that are high in oil, salt, or saturated fats. Since older people's digestive systems are usually not as strong, eating too many heavy foods can make problems like bloating and indigestion worse, or make long-term conditions worse. Instead of eating whatever they want, seniors should focus on well-balanced meals that are full of fruits, vegetables, and healthy foods. Not only are these foods easier to digest, they also give your body the nutrients it needs to stay healthy. It's also important to drink enough water and limit sugary and alcoholic drinks. To stay healthy as they age, seniors should pay attention to their bodies and introduce changes to their diets as needed. Don't let bad feelings hurt your health. Feelings like worry, anger, and sadness can be very bad for your physical and mental health. Studies have shown that 95% of illnesses are linked to bad mental health. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol are released when you are angry. These hormones can hurt your heart, nervous system, and immune system. Many things in an older person's life change, like their health getting worse, being alone, and having money problems. This can make them more likely to experience anxiety and depression. You should not let bad feelings take over, though. You need to learn how to control your mood. Some things that can help you relax and feel better are yoga, meditation, going outside, and doing things with other people. Positive and joyful thoughts not only make you feel more alive, but they are also the best way to stay healthy as you age. Do the right kind of exercise. The best way to keep your body and mind healthy is to exercise. But not all types of exercise are good for older people. Doing too much during workouts can hurt you, especially as your body gets weaker. To maintain their strength and flexibility, seniors should do gentle exercises like walking, yoga, tai chi, and swimming. These activities won't hurt their muscles or joints. The most important thing is to keep up with your exercise routine and not give up. Working out not only lowers blood pressure and improves heart health, but it also makes you healthier mentally, increases your immunity, and lowers your risk of getting chronic diseases. You will live longer and have a better quality of life if you listen to your body and find the best way to work out. Don't forget about your health. When you get older, your health is the most valuable thing you have. Neglecting your health as a child can have negative consequences for you later on. A healthy diet, regular checkups with your doctor, and regular exercise are all important for keeping your body healthy. Don't ignore small signs from your body like pain, tiredness, or changes that don't seem right. These could be signs of bigger health problems. As part of healthcare, mental health is also taken into account. Get enough sleep, deal with your stress, and always keep a positive attitude. Maintaining your health will extend your life and enhance your old age. To provide excellent healthcare, you need to be persistent and know a lot about the body. No matter how small the sign is, you should never ignore it. No matter how much money you have, the most important thing in life is your health. Not only will being healthy make you live longer, but it will also make you enjoy life more. The smartest thing you can do to have a joyful old age is to take care of your physical and mental health. The lessons discussed here can assist older individuals in maintaining their health and achieving peace and happiness. Preventing mistakes will keep you healthy and give you confidence and happiness as you age. These updates should help you and others learn how to better care for yourself as you age. Please leave the third comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. Now, let's hear the 3 most important things to keep in mind as you get older and sick. Dear friends, when old age comes, many people fear not only wrinkles and gray hair, but also being sick and alone in bed without their children by their side. Older people know better than anyone else that health gets worse with age. It hurts them more that they have to depend on their families and lose their independence. If they would rather not stress their kids, can they stay positive when their bodies don't listen? How can they live together without fighting even when they're very sick? No matter how strong they may seem, these questions are heavy on the minds of all older people. People are afraid of getting old, and the scariest thing to see is someone who is bedridden for a long time without their children nearby. When illness renders older individuals unable to move, it disrupts the rhythm of the family. If the patient is easily upset or angry for no reason, the family will go from being sad to blaming each other, which will wear everyone out. So even when sick, older people should keep their minds in shape to avoid stressing their loved ones. To begin, keep a positive attitude and play down the importance of life and death. Even though death is a serious subject, it's difficult to stay calm when a doctor says that someone's life is almost over. Too many things in our lives make us not want to let go, like faraway places we've never been and past responsibilities and duties that we haven't met. We go through enough ups and downs, successes and failures, love and hate, happiness and pain. Every day is life. All of it is an important part of everyone's life, even if they feel negative about some of it. We will no longer be focused on gains and losses once we understand this. It's pointless to try to avoid getting sick. Blaming others is just a sign of being weak. A truly strong person will face the challenges of illness with courage and a positive outlook on life, like the main characters in the movie, A Beautiful Dream. Whether they are a regular mechanic or a billionaire with a lot of money, when someone has a disease that makes life unbearable and is told they don't have long to live, they make the brave choice to get treatment and follow long-held dreams. They do things like skydive, race cars, and feel loved by their friends and family. The knowledge that all their regrets have been resolved comforts their loved ones as they die. In the words of the author Kim Dung, life is a noisy show, and then one departs quietly. People who are strong-willed and positive are like warriors in the fight against fate. They will never give up or lose heart, whether they win or lose. Second, learn to forgive others and stop imposing your morals on them. People over 65 know that they shouldn't make their kids care for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week when they're sick. In today's fast-paced and stressful world, not many people can do both work and care for their loved ones well. My fourth uncle was in a car accident not long ago and had to stay in intensive care for a while. Even though his kids were scared, no one had time to stay by his bedside. His family had two options once his condition improved. They could hire a caregiver or take turns looking after him. But my uncle was angry and wouldn't hire anyone because he thought it was disrespectful for his kids not to take care of him themselves. His son had to quit his job to take care of him every day at the hospital. The situation made it difficult for his family to pay their bills. Intelligent older people will try to survive without their children. They will pay for help to keep up with their daily lives if they can. They will only ask their kids for help when it's really needed, like when they need to sign paperwork for surgery, and they won't make them give up too much. Thirdly, maintain a mindset of continuous self-improvement and learn to overcome yourself. People often say, live to old age, learn to old age. When a person keeps a sense of curiosity about the world and a desire to learn, they will never feel old. Illness and frailty may lead to despair, but if we know how to accept and enjoy life, we will no longer feel gloomy. Instead of merely existing day by day, let's learn to broaden the horizons of our lives. Allow yourself to live freely alongside loved ones while you can, and maintain a passion for life and collaboration. Be positive in treatment. Never underestimate bedridden elderly people. They will try to get up or enjoy food, even if the doctors say they can't. The wise elderly will know how to utilize their final moments to say goodbye to their grandchildren and fulfill their uncompleted wishes. They will no longer fear death, but accept it with a calm demeanor. When people grow old, they cannot escape the laws of birth, aging, illness, and death. We must accept and face it with a strong will, leaving some freedom for the grandchildren to reduce their worries. In the final part of the program, we invite you to listen to the story of a mother. Mom, today I heard people say you are a prostitute. My friends also said so, but I don't understand what it means. She carried me on the bed. I began to feel the cold, as if it were embracing my body. Last night there must have been heavy rain. It must have secretly let some water in while I was drifting off and taking a nap, so I couldn't join the rain to wash away the sorrow that was oozing all over me. Life, for the lonely, sometimes makes me feel even more miserable, but I am a person who doesn't want to care much about men. The term men sounds grand and responsible, which has brought me a lot of resentment. At the age of 14, I was looked at with disgusted, scrutinizing eyes. People always regarded me as a disgrace. They called my mother a prostitute. At first, I didn't understand what those words meant. I found it amusing, even mistaking it for something interesting. Mom, today I heard people say you were a prostitute. My friends also said so, but I don't understand what a prostitute is. That was my first question when I was 5 years old. I didn't know my innocence had inadvertently struck my mother's heart like burning lashes. Then, for a long time, I couldn't see my mother. She sent me to my grandmother's when I entered the first grade. If I recall correctly, during my school years, my mother never attended any of my parent-teacher meetings. I had no father. When I was little, I was so small that I occupied a position that didn't matter. Each time there was a parent meeting, my grandmother would release her anger on me. Once, when my results were terrible, my grandmother, already unhappy, poured scolding words into my ears. If you study, don't let people despise you. Do you want to be a disgrace? At that time, I gradually realized the pain in those words. Every time I spoke to them, both my grandmother and my mother would feel tortured, as if writhing in the muddy, filthy mess of their lives. I thought my grandmother didn't love me. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching it with me. Thank you for your valuable time. I had a lot of bad luck and not much happiness as a child. I thought that because I don't remember anything about my childhood, not even a single person. I was always quiet and enjoyed watching other kids play, sometimes longing for my mom. She sent money back to my grandmother every month. Too bad my grandmother told me my mom had to work far away and couldn't come visit. I really missed her. My mom lived by herself. She appeared to be grieving, but I was too young to understand what my mom's job entailed. Then, in the afternoon of what must have been the 30th of Tet, my mom came to see me. She brought many gifts, like shoes, clothes, and even a big doll that could laugh. She also gave my grandmother a velvet scarf that she would only wear on important days. I hated the strong perfume smell that came from my mom all of a sudden. Pay attention to your mom. Your mom will also buy you gifts when you get back, she said. When my mom told me she loved me, her voice was teary. Once she told me that I didn't look like her or my grandmother. Both my grandmother and mother used to be the most beautiful women in the village. I didn't copy what they did. Maybe I looked a lot like the person I briefly thought was my father. People were also interested in a teenage girl's growing body, like they were waiting for a prostitute's child. I cried and got mad at everyone who made fun of me. I told myself I would show them I wasn't like that one day. I was good, and I could have been more than 1,000 people who looked innocent and holy. I buried myself in schoolwork and worked hard to make sure that heaven wouldn't let me down. My academic success quickly went above and beyond what was expected. When I got into a specialized school and passed the test, I went home with a proud smile that made everyone who had ever called me a "so what" laugh out loud. What number of "so whats" can beat a "like me"? That day, I was completely happy. My grandmother made all my favorite foods for the party, but my mom wasn't there, which was sad. Did my mom give birth to me just so she could leave me? She couldn't come back to share my pride on such an important day. I didn't like my mom. I started school on the same day that she left for good. When I heard that the coffin had been taken away on a quiet gray afternoon, I was shocked. As I watched them put my grandmother in the ground, I felt like I had no feelings. My eyes were burning and were about to bleed. Since she learned my mom was sick, she had been crying a lot. What about me? A child who wasn't thankful. Did I feel the pain of the person who gave birth to me? My grandmother and mother both wanted to hide it. No one told me that my mom had the terrible HIV disease, which was common for people like her. Everyone came back. I stayed in the cemetery by myself and cried. I could finally cry. I asked for my mom to come back. The ground still smelled like my mother as my bloody hands scratched at it. I told her she had to come back to see my success. I hadn't done anything to make her pain go away, and who was my dad? What kind of man was that mean guy who hadn't come back since my mom died? I cried and sobbed, but the cold earth only answered with its cold silence. I couldn't sleep that night. I started to cry again when I saw a picture of my mom. I thought of something quickly and turned to give my grandmother a shake. "Mom and Grandma, why won't my mom tell me who my dad is? I need to know. Grandma, I'm not going to do anything. Tell me, please." After being quiet for a while, my grandmother got up and went to the cabinet. She pulled out a small trunk. My heart stopped beating as I followed her shaking hands. Maybe that small trunk held the secret to my whole life, one that my mother never told me before she died. Late at night, The only sounds that could be heard were the trees groaning in the cold wind and the sobs of two sad, lonely hearts. Both my grandmother and I were getting tired. My grandmother gave me an envelope that was sealed. I sat down in a daze with my eyes fixed on the paper that still had traces of my mom's folds on it. Please leave the 5th comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. Dear daughter, please don't be mad at your mom. There's not much your mom is different about herself from other moms. She wasn't able to give you a whole family. She's too afraid to ask you to forgive her. She thought her life wasn't worth living at one point, but you gave her the strength to keep going. The most important thing your mom has ever done in her life is give you life. She was worried and thoughtful at first, but she had the courage to choose to have you. Your mom knows how quiet you were as a child. Every time she looked into your eyes, she was also scared, but you know what? God has also been very mean to your mother. Why should 3 men break up with a 17-year-old girl? Those jerks were so bad that your mom could have killed them, but she couldn't. That's when your mom found out she was pregnant. She was scared. Who could comprehend the injustice and rape she'd endured? Her life was over. She still hadn't loved anyone, hadn't experienced the kiss of first love, or the longing of a dream-like love. And yet she was only experiencing fear, silence, and pain. She could no longer hide her belly as it got bigger. Everyone thought your mom was a loose girl. Sweetheart, your mom isn't guilty, is she? Mom spit in her mom's face too, and Mom wasn't strong enough to stand up. Mom went to the city with other people to do marketing. There, she fell into a wicked world where no one needed to know who she was or what she wanted. There, it was only the language of money and flesh. Up until now, life has been a mess. I still work hard and write these lines for you, my child. This is how your mom is. If you think less of me or feel negatively about me, I won't mind. My daughter, you deserve more than what I can give you. Take care of yourself and try to study. Mom knows that one day she wants to see you in a wedding dress with the person you love. But that will never happen. My fate is set in stone. Don't cry for me. All that makes me joyful is seeing my daughter smile. You look lovely when you smile. Don't forget to look after Grandma, my child. I've never been able to repay her because I'm not a good daughter. I'm sorry to Grandma and you. My child, I love you. Outside, the wind howls all night and for many days after. I am a person held by Grandma. Thank you all for staying with us on this profound look at life's journey and the unique challenges and joys that come with getting older. We've discussed important things like how to live on your own, take care of your health, and build relationships that make you happy and give you support. Aging is more than just getting older. It's also about getting smarter, keeping your dignity, and finding peace in every part of your life. These lessons teach us how to live a full and strong old age by teaching us things like how to avoid habits that silently cut our lives short, and how important it is to plan our finances, have meaningful relationships, and be able to rely on ourselves. This piece of wisdom reminds us all how important it is to take care of ourselves, not only for our health, but also for the health of our loved ones. This knowledge will help us stay active, happy, and at peace as we get older. What did you learn today that really stands out to you? Do you want to carry out a certain insight in your life, or share it with someone you care about? Tell us in the comments below. We think that every experience that is shared adds to the community's knowledge and can help other people on their paths. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you thought this video was helpful. With your help, we can keep making content that inspires and motivates people. Thanks for watching, and we hope to have more in-depth conversations with you soon. Take care of yourself and enjoy every moment until we talk again. Each day is a chance to live a better life with purpose and gratitude.